Hello and welcome back to the PJ Trades review series where I break down the trades I take and give you guys the sauce free of charge here on the YouTube channel. My name is PJ and I've been doing this for 9 years, coming up on the 10th anniversary of trading. It sounds crazy to say that. And in today's video, I'm going to break down quite possibly the cleanest A+, setup I have seen in the last month or two. Now, guys, all I ask is please drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying this free trade review series. Now, enough of the yapping. Let's get into the trade review. So, today's trade setup was just French kiss, man. It was just so clean. So many things to like about it. And if you guys have been studying, backtesting, journaling, watching my channel in the premium group, you will understand why. So let's get on into it. TurboTax, presented by Tostitos, the chip company. So, guys, let's start from the top-down analysis, okay? On the daily time frame, obviously we're looking bullish, okay? Let's just ignore my giant magnet on the screen, but overall, we don't need to look at this more than 3 seconds to tell you that we are bullish, okay? I don't spend much time on the daily time frame, so I'm not going to spend much time looking at and talking over it with you guys in this trade review. In all honesty, we know the market is bullish, so we are seeking higher prices, and every day we are just reacting to what price tells us to do in that current session. So in my opinion, you really need to only look at what's going on the 1 hour time frame, okay? Now, as you guys can see here on the 1 hour time frame, we have been in a pretty large consolidation box, right? We've been kind of stuck in this box, up, down. It hasn't really been any like clear, really trade setups, if I'm being honest. We've been taking base hits here and there, but as far as catching a true internal to external move, today was the day that we actually did it. So on the 1 hour time frame, right? If I bring price back here, okay, we can see that price comes up and breaks away from this range here, okay? In this box range, we get a nice strong breakout, okay? And what we do is we leave behind a 1 hour FEG. 1 hour breakaway FEG, which is also the first presented FEG on the breakaway. We know that these FEGs are strong. The first presented fair value gap on a breakaway leg. So what we are looking to do is to wait for a price to come back into that gap, right? Trade into it, sweep liquidity, and then give us a V-shaped recovery, an inverted fair value gap, a break or a unicorn, one of the models that we trade in that gap, targeting then external liquidity, okay? PD arrays, which are fair value gaps, in this example, we're using a 1 hour, is internal liquidity, okay? So we're moving from this breakaway back to an internal liquidity point, back to external liquidity. External liquidity would be London highs, external highs, New York PM high, New York AM low, Asia low. Those are external draws on liquidity. So if you think about it on a really simplistic form here, we're going breakaway, internal liquidity, sweeping that up, back up to external. That is bread and butter trading for me in the way that I like to trade. So on the 1 hour, this really tells the story here, okay? So we get a nice push into, let me just get this next candle going. Everything happens really quickly in the futures world, so I want to show you, okay? On this 1 hour, I don't know if you can see it too well in the recording. There's a wick that comes back down here and sweeps relative equal lows, right? If you can't see it, we're going to get a little bit more fine-tuned on the 15-minute to kind of break it down for you guys. So let me just delete this really quickly so you guys can see it. So I have marked out here that there is relative equal lows. Whenever you see REL on my chart, that means relative equal lows are sitting there. And what that means to me is that there's orders resting there. When they're relatively equal to each other, that means a lot of people are getting involved in the market at that spot. So for me, that is a DOL, or draw on liquidity. It's a very interesting swing point for me that I want to see the market trade into and then trade away from. So if we put that all together, think about it like this. relative equal lows rest here. Market sweeps into those relative equal lows. At the same time, sweeps into a 1 hour FEG. At the same time, if we look left, always look left, this sweeps into a 15-minute FEG. So what are we doing here, really? We are filling a ton of liquidity voids in the market and rebalancing things in order to make a move higher. So with all of this said, we then get a really sweet SMT. And on the channel, I talk about SMTs a lot. They're very confusing for a lot of you guys, a lot of you beginners. And I really, really want you guys to use SMTs on a 15-minute time frame or higher. It's just going to make your life a lot easier. But we get a beautiful SMT here. Look at this SMT. NQ comes down, sweeps relative equal lows. Hop onto the ES chart real quick, and we see that we failed to take any of these lows, right? We are way up here. Right? That is an SMT formation, smart money tool formation. It is a clue that this market is ready to reverse. Now, another clue was that ES fails to flip bearish on this 15-minute buy-side inefficiency, sell-side imbalance. So this holds beautifully in this range here. We have no bearish order flow is not starting to take over. We're still respecting bullish order flow. Okay. So, PJ, what indice do I take this trade on? Because SMTs are so confusing and people don't know. I don't know what indice to take an SMT trade off of. Listen, guys, when the SMT is so clear like this, it doesn't matter what indice you take it on. If you're able to identify an SMT, okay, on both indices, and they're delivering out of FEGs and or internal liquidity, it doesn't matter what indice you take it on. If you're right and you have the call right, they're both going to work. They're going to move in tandem with each other. They're going to be moving together, right? We're not decoupled in that sense. We're moving together. And that's why we have to use ES and NQ to build confluences into our trading. So SMT at the lows, relative equal lows get swept. 15-minute fair value gap gets tapped into. 1 hour FEG, a bigger 1 hour FEG here. And man, it is on like Donkey Kong for an internal to external move. Now, let's bring it down even deeper. Let's bring it down onto the 1 minute now. Well, PJ, where's the setup? How do we do this? What's going on here? Okay. Market comes down and sweeps. Okay. Now, it leaves behind the first idea of the session, which is a 1 minute sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. If we bring price back here, we can basically see that the market is respecting this 1 minute FEG here. Let's bring it down to the next time frame, the lowest I go, 30-second time frame. Now, on the 30-second time frame, we're just going to delete the 1 minute because I traded the 30-second. I also traded the 1 minute too, but I want to show you the 30-second here. The 30-second prints a nice sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So we have a 30-second fair value gap. Okay. Watch what happens here. We move into what I call a 3-drive pattern. Okay. 3 drives. There's the 3rd drive and boom. Okay. On the 30-second inverse, we are now all over this trade. All over. But at the same time, you get a 1 minute flip. Let's delete the 30-second, but let's look at this. We get a 1 minute flip at the same time. So you're clearing a 1 minute gap and a 30-second gap, 3-drive pattern, SMT, 1 hour FEG, 15-minute FEG, internal to external move is on. And now what we're looking at here, chat, is a very clean setup to target external draws, right? TP1 here, really clean to draw into. Why is this TP1? Relative equal highs, lots of liquidity, TP1, TP2, okay? And then extended targets reaching all the way up here at TP3 for New York PM high, which is an extended target. We don't take it all the way into that TP3 there. We take it into TP2 because that's plenty of money, okay? Now, on this break of the 30, okay, let's just mark this out 30 seconds here. We're now in this trade. We're now in the trade, right? We're running stops below, running stops right around here, and we are in this trade just like so, okay? So if you see this right here, we also get the 1 minute flip. depending on where you wanted to get you got your entry on the 1 minute and or the 30-second. This is what it would look like. Stops running right below for a very, very clean 1 to 2 RR trade, risking 30 points on a stop loss, okay, for a 64-point trade. Now, we did take this higher. I was able to get 82 points out of this because I was holding a runner, okay? And I want to explain to you how I did it. So, well, it's not really anything to explain. It's not brain surgery, but I scale into my position. As this trade starts running here, boom, this is when we go break even at TP1. Break even at TP1, scaling something off here, paying the trader always on the way up. Don't be a greedy fool. Stops or break even. This trade is risk-free. I'm scaling out of my position here to lock in some profits. And then as we're moving up, okay, as we're moving up and hitting other liquidity points, which is this one right here at TP2, boom, okay, more of my position comes off. More of my position comes off. And at this point, about right here, okay, I have just about 20% of my position left. Take a little bit more. We start getting a little bit of rejection. I take another one off. And now I'm basically, I only have one runner left. The little micro that could is what we call it in the channel, in the Discord. And at this point, I run my stops. I run my stops right here at TP1. Stops are now in profit. And I don't really care what happens. And the market ends up just coming back down and tagging me out for that last little micro that could. So big trade today, guys. Really big trade. It met all confluences that you would want to see out of a very, very clean internal to external move. Okay. And, you know, it's all about being able to identify this stuff in real time. If you know what you're looking for, you could predetermine this stuff happening as the market's setting up. And that's the way you guys got to start thinking. Kind of like a Picasso that's painting a picture as it's happening. That's the way I trade. I am framing the idea before it happens. In the event that it does happen, we're ready to take the trade. So guys, today, 82 points, absolute A+ inverted fair value gap steamer. To end my week, man, I'm going to enjoy my birthday in the Hamptons. I'm turning 36. Yes, I'm an old man. They call me Unk in the chat. But yeah, man, that is the benefit and the freedom of being a trader. You can do this anywhere you want. You turn the chains of society and working that full-time job back into your favor. You could do anything with trading, and you could do it anywhere in the world, guys. So I want to give you guys the motivation to continue to work hard here on the channel. Nobody's dropping videos like this the way I do with so much free information. You literally can steal what I'm giving you and make a lot of money. So I hope you guys enjoy these trade reviews, man. I love giving you guys, you know, so much information and education. It's truly my passion. I ask that you just literally tap the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. Let me know that you guys are enjoying this. So I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Have a great weekend.